Staying strong past 50. This is super important as we start to get older for males and females. And I'm going to talk you through exactly what happens from a physiological perspective as soon as you hit 50 and how to avoid some of the more sinister issues that happen as we get older and our bodies develop. My job really is to keep you as fit and mobile and active and independent as possible as you get into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even your 90s. I want you to be able to spring out of a chair when you're in your 80s without moaning or groaning. So my name is Dr. Jeremy Andrews. I'm a doctor of chiropractic here at West Chiropractic in Surrey, and we help people with chronic low back and knee pain avoid a lifetime of painkillers and surgery. So fitness really matters in your 50s. As we get older, several changes happen that take place that can impact your overall fitness and health. So these are going to include a natural decline in muscle mass, or sarcopenia as it's referred to. You get reduced joint flexibility, slower metabolism, and changes in your cardiovascular health. So staying fit at 50 not only helps counteract these changes, but also improves your mental health, your energy levels, and also reduces the risk of chronic disease like heart disease, diabetes, and osteoporosis. So what are the benefits then of staying fit at 50? Well, first one, maintaining your muscle mass. Regular strength training helps counteract the effects of sarcopenia. It preserves your muscle mass and strength, which are really key for maintaining independence and mobility long term. Number two, bone health. So weight-bearing exercises like weight training are going to strengthen your bone, reduce the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Number three, cardiovascular health. So aerobic exercise helps maintain your heart health, your circulation, your blood pressure, and reduces cholesterol. Number four is your metabolism. So staying active boosts metabolism, which tends to slow down with age. So helping to manage weight and prevent these metabolic disorders kicking in. And then five, well, mental health. Exercise releases endorphins, which improves mood, reduces stress, and helps to manage anxiety or depression, which can become more common with age. So let's talk about strength training. Well, preserving your muscle mass and bone density is super important after the age of 50 because on average, muscle mass declines by about 1 to 2% per year without intervention. So strength training is really, really important for preserving that muscle mass, supporting your bone health, and maintaining the functional movement patterns that are really key for those essential day-to-day activities. So what do we recommend? Well, you want to aim for at least 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week, focusing on your major muscle groups like the legs, the back, the chest, arms, and also your core stability. Resistance training, you want to use a combination of free weights like dumbbells, kettlebells, resistance bands, and bodyweight exercises, which we're going to go through shortly. So these exercises can really help build that muscle mass, but also help with your bone density. We recommend compound movements. So a compound movement is something like a squat, a bench press, or a row to engage multiple muscle groups at once. And that's going to really improve the overall strength and functional fitness of your body rather than just targeting like your biceps or your triceps. We really also want to work on your progressive overload. So that means gradually increasing the weights or resistance you use to continually challenge the muscles to promote growth and strength rather than having those plateaus. So the first exercise or compound movement is going to be a squat. So a squat is really important to help strengthen the glutes, but also your lower back and keeping your body posturally sound as well. As we tend to get older, we round the shoulders like this, and that can put a lot of stress through our back, but also affect our posture, and aesthetically it's not as pleasing for a lot of people. So the squat, really simple. Do this unweighted to start with, but feet shoulder width apart, keeping the arms out like this, sitting back into the squat, keeping your chin tucked in, keeping the head nice and straight, keep my shoulders back. I'm just gonna sit down like this, hold, squeeze my tummy, squeeze my glutes, and push up through here. Do this from the side. Again, watch me here, shoulders back, chin tucked back in, keeping the back nice and flat. I'm just engaging my glutes, and then I'm pushing up through here, okay? So nice here. I'm not going all the way down. I'm not sort of doing like this and then compressing my lower back. I'm just trying to keep a really good form here and then going forward. I'm not letting my knees go too far in front, so I'm not going all the way like this. I'm not rounding the back like this, keeping everything nice and flat. Having your arms out like this helps to balance and counteract that forward movement, backwards movement. Gives you a good bit of weight distribution. Squeeze the bum, push up like this. Keep that core nice and tight. Now, as you get better with these, we can start to integrate your weights. So you can put weights on the shoulders, you can hold weights by your side, you have a barbell across your back. I'm more keen for a front squat, where you have the barbell in this position here. Helps to activate the core, the quads a lot better, takes a lot of pressure off your back as well. So I'm all about protecting the back whilst building muscle mass and helping core support. The front squat is harder as well, so that means you put less weight through your body, and that's going to really help to take a lot of stress off those areas. Next one, I love a plank because that really helps the core support. So you can do this on a press-up position like this, and then having the body nice and flat, making sure the shoulder blades are engaged, making sure the glutes are turned on, so squeeze your buttocks, and then just holding like this. Hold for 30 seconds. A lot of people like to do it like this. So you're on your elbows like that, and again, move back, squeeze the glutes like this, and you just hold for 30 seconds. So the key part of this is going to strengthen everything around the core through here. If you squeeze your buttocks at the same time, it's going to start to help the pelvic floor, the deep transverse abdominis muscles to activate, and that's going to really help to strengthen everything up through there. So 30 seconds, repeat that 3 times through. And then I also love a press up. So the press up, start this on your knees like this, just locking the ankles behind you like that. And again, just pushing down through here and then coming back up. If you're in a gym, they probably make you put your chest all the way to the floor to stretch the whole muscle, that's great. But if you're just starting out with doing some muscle mass and trying to improve this as you get into your 50s, 60s, just doing 10 to 12 reps like this is great. And then obviously as you progress and that gets too easy, you really want to keep stressing the muscle. The demands on the muscle improve and also the demands on the bone improve as well. So you get into a position like this and we're pushing up like that. Okay, a lot of people will tell you to do a deadlift. I'm not a massive fan of that. I'm more like doing glute bridges. That's going to really help improve your glute extensor strength and help keep you nice and upright as you get older as well. So you can refer to my previous video on glute bridges, talking about do not do a deadlift, and I'll show you more information in that one. So let's talk about cardiovascular health and keeping your heart strong as you age. So super important to keep your CV exercise up. That's going to really help your lung capacity, managing your weight and your overall heart health. It also is going to regulate your blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and also reduce the risk of heart disease, which is a leading concern as we age. So in terms of the recommendations, what do we think? Well, you want to aim for 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week. So that could be walking briskly, cycling, swimming, or 75 minutes of really intense cardio, like a running, a HIIT class. But it's really important to mix up those cardio routines to include different forms of aerobic exercise. This is going to help keep things interesting, but also prevent overuse injuries, promote overall fitness as well. Low impact options, when you've got joint pain, like in your knees or mobility issues, things like swimming, cycling are really, really great because they're low impact on the joints, and they're going to give you excellent cardiovascular benefits without putting more strain on the arthritic joints you may have. So my top tip is incorporate the interval training with your cardio routine, alternate between periods of higher intensity, like brisk walking or jogging, and then go into a lower intensity kind of walking. It's going to really help to boost that cardio fitness and also burns more calories in less time, which is also great as we get older. You should be doing some flexibility training, so we want to maintain that range of movement. This is going to naturally decrease as we age, which can lead to stiffness, joint pain, reduced range of motion. So regular stretching, mobility exercises really help to maintain that joint flexibility and reduce injury as well. It's also going to really help your posture as we get older. As I said, we tend to round the shoulders, so really good to keep those shoulder blades back and down. So I always say stretch your major muscle groups at least 2 to 3 times per week, ideally after a workout when the muscles are warm. Dynamic stretching, that's going to be things like leg swings, arm circles, we'll get into those in a minute, but they need to be in your warm-up routine before exercise to prepare the muscles and joints for movement. So in terms of your dynamic stretches, these are the ones I would be doing. So I start off with these, 10 repetitions. This helps to open up my chest and my pec muscles, helps to mobilize my shoulder blades, just to get everything active through here. So you see I'm really trying to squeeze my shoulder blades back and down like this. I then start to roll my shoulders backwards. I do that 10 times, and then I go forwards 10 times as well. You can start to make the circles bigger. It's a little bit tricky in here because of the low ceiling. And then I love doing a leg swing, okay? So I do this before I start running. So I mobilize the hip flexor and the glute, start off small, and I start to get bigger as my mobility gets better. And then I also do hold on to something, and I do a side to side swing, which helps my glute muscles in this area here, but also helps my thigh muscles. So again, I do 10 on each side like this. This really helps take a lot of pressure off of my back and pelvis and helps get everything primed for before starting any exercise. And then with my static stretching, so I really think static stretching is very, very important. I love to do hamstring stretches and I do squat stretches. So firstly, I sit in a squat like this to engage the joint capsules around my hips, but also to engage my glutes. I'll just show you again. You can hold on to something like this if you want, but I just sit down like this, keep my back nice and flat, shoulders back. And then my hamstring stretches are like this. So I have one leg forwards, one leg bent. So I'm trying to stretch the straight leg. I gently keep my back nice and flat, roll the arm down. I'm not trying to go all the way here, because if I do that, I'm going to round my back and I don't want that. So I'm going to keep it nice and flat, and then I swap over. I'll show you from the front. So just very gently, like this. And then I can also change the angle of my foot. So I'm putting my foot outwards, putting my foot inwards. That's going to get different parts of the hamstring to prevent them from tearing, any sort of strain, or hold that 20 to 30 seconds, try and repeat 3 times through. So I love yoga and Pilates because they really help to focus on your balance and core strength. Everything I've just mentioned there, they would do that in abundance, but also more technically and give you more in a yoga and Pilates class. So if you need some recommendations on that, please let me know. My top tip is to not rush through these stretches. Make sure that you're holding them for 20, 30 seconds, control your breathing, allow your muscles to relax and lengthen. So let's get into balance training. Preventing falls and maintaining stability is so important as we age. Balance becomes increasingly important to prevent falls, which are leading to a cause of injury. You can check out my previous video on balance and how to prevent falls. There's some great information in there. You really need to get joint stability around the ankles, knees, and hips. This helps with the coordination and stability. So I'm going to show you a few things that you can do now to help with your balance. So really important to get a chair. And just put the chair to the side when you're doing these exercises, okay? So I first just start off with this, just have one arm holding onto the chair and then lifting one leg up like this, okay? Now what I try and do is I'm just putting my arm down and it's a single leg march, okay? I'm just pushing up like this. I'm trying to take as much pressure as I can off of this hand here. So I can gradually just take my arm off. It's really working my core here, so I'm really trying to tense my core as much as possible, and I'm doing it like this. Now, this next step is going to be closing the eyes. You probably want to do this outside, so you've got a bit of area to kind of fall around if you need to, and you wouldn't want to do it in somewhere like this, because I could fall into the bed or fall backwards into the wall. But I close my eyes, now it's going to really help to not only increase my balance, but help with my hip flexor strength as well. Okay, so I'll do it on the other side. To start off, just holding like this for 30 seconds. Squeeze the stomach, allow your body to understand why the weight is transferring as your pelvis is getting used to putting all the weight through one leg. And then gradually, we start to do 15 leg raises like this. You do 15, and then we take the legs off. I would go for another 10. After those, you probably want to have a little rest just to relax, and then get back in, just do 5 normal ones, and then it'll be time to close the eyes. So closing the eyes like this, and just see how far you can go. Your body's going to get fatigued, and it's also going to then need to just have a rest as well. So repeat those 3 times through. Excellent way to build strength, but also help with your balance from side to side. Okay. I also love Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a fantastic way to combine slow flowing movements with balance and flexibility training. There's loads of studies suggest that it can help people as they age to reduce falls. So my top tip on balance is really incorporating those into your daily routine. For example, standing on one leg while you're brushing your teeth, or when you're waiting in line. We're very good at that in the UK to help with your balance stability, just balance on one leg. So recovery is really important. It's super key to make sure that you're having proper rest, to allow the muscles to repair, to grow stronger, particularly after exercise, reducing that risk of overuse injuries and burnout. So you need to make sure you're getting adequate sleep. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to promote that muscle support, recovery, cognitive function. It's also really good to have active recovery. So on rest days, do some light activities like a light walk, some stretching, yoga. That's going to help promote your circulation and muscle recovery without having too much stress on the body. Really key to keep hydrated, making sure that after workouts you're having enough water. That's really going to impair recovery if you are dehydrated and lead to muscle cramps or fatigue. You know I love foam rolling, so foam rolling is a great way to massage tight muscles and fascia. It's going to help to push blood flow around the body and reduce that post-exercise soreness. So top tip, listen to your body. If it's feeling sore or fatigued, take an extra rest day to recover fully before resuming your activity. And then lastly, we have to talk about nutrition. So fueling your body for fitness is super important. It's essential to get the right nutrition for your overall goals and your health. So a balanced diet rich in protein, healthy fats, micronutrients for your body for exercise is going to support muscle recovery and help prevent age-related health issues. So in terms of what you should have, well, protein intake, ensure you're having enough protein. A lot of us don't eat enough. So you want to aim for 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilo of body weight from sources like lean meat, fish, eggs, and plant-based proteins. Calcium and vitamin D, very important for bone density. So you need at least 1500 milligrams of calcium daily, and really vitamin D is so important for your bone health. So you'll find these in leafy greens, things like spinach and kale. And then your fats, so omega-3 fatty acids, which are in fish, nuts, seeds, things like salmon, they're gonna really help with joint health, but also reduce inflammation and promote heart health as well. So it's key we're looking after those essential fatty acids also. So there we have it. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel for our regular updates. And as always, you can grab copies of my best-selling books here, How to Transform Your Back and The Secret Cure to Back Pain, How to Avoid a Lifetime of Painkillers and Surgery. Many thanks, we'll see you next time.